What's up, Step listeners? Welcome back to another episode of the Step Sergeant Podcast. I'm your host, Tim Hunsaker, and as always, I got my co-hosts with me, Eric Hunter and Nassim Johnson.
Ohio, Dick. What's up?
So first, I just want to thank everybody for joining us for this lovely episode that we're about to do, and I'm going to turn it over to Hunter for this week's story.
All right. This week's story is going to go a little bit hand in hand with last week's as far as animals are concerned, but we're going a little bit further in the past for World War II. We're going back to World War I this time. And this is about Canada. So there was a goat that they named Sergeant Bill, and he was in a Canadian infantry battalion and was the mascot. They used him as a mascot. In World War I, he would actually warn soldiers about incoming shell fire, and reportedly would push men into trenches before a shell would hit. However, he also was court-martialed twice. Once for eating the battalion's personnel roll, and once for attacking another sergeant. So, basically, he saves lives and ate paperwork.
Sounds like a great...
basically, your classic leadership, right? Save soldiers, freaking hero, lost paperwork. Sounds like a good leader. But yeah, I thought that was kind of wild. After we had that one about Wojciech, the bear, I was like, there's got to be other, like, that can't be the only case of animals in the military that like got names like that. I mean, dogs you expect, like you got the freaking military
working
police
dogs,
working dogs, stuff like that. But like, there's got to be other wild animals. So I'm about to be just, my tism is about to be researching animals in the military besides dogs. And that's probably what's going to be getting shared for a little while. So hopefully you guys enjoy that, because I think it's funny as fuck.
I like it.
But what is our topic of the day?
Topic of the day. Should the U.S. military require ongoing job proficiency testing for all jobs or occupational specialties?
Yeah, go ahead and take the point on that one.
Because I have my personal feeling on that. Yes. Without a doubt in my mind, yes.
So SQL for every year.
No. Testing, not... I mean, you should always have proficiency training. Like, yes. Like we do cybersecurity, sure. No, that shit's dumb, but that's besides the point. There's better ways to do it. It needs... The problem is it needs to be implemented properly if you're going to do it. Yes. You can't just give the same test every single year, because technology advances, which means the way we do our job advances and it adapts. But you got jobs like 42 Alpha where back in the day it was typewriting. If you knew how to use a typewriter, you probably could be a good... I mean, I'm sure it wasn't called 42 Alpha back then. It was probably something completely different, but...
TW.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it was. But
that's very original of you.
But yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But yeah, but now they use computers and stuff, and if you don't know how to, use Microsoft Word and Excel efficiently, like, you probably aren't going to be able to do your job very well.
Yeah, I don't know how to use cables and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't even fucking set up your monitors properly. Like, you're probably going to have a bad time. I mean, granted, yeah, we got S6 Shop to kind of help with that kind of stuff. But damn, like, if your computer like goes out one time because of some bullshit update or something, and you just go out of commission and have no freaking idea how to fix it, like, bro, that's fucking inefficient. You are inefficient.
You are a hindrance to it.
Yeah, like, you're just being in the way right now. Our S6 can't do your job for you.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, at least, if not an actual test on proficiency, then at least, like, some kind of refresher course on it. Like, there's too many jobs in the military where they just set you on, like, this is the base level knowledge. Good fucking luck. And they just expect because you do your job every day that you're going to know how to do it.
Yep.
But when shit changes, you need updated training to go with it. Like,
yeah, so my whole sentiment on it is just, because we kind of discussed this that time. I just think the change needs to be how we go about this. It's kind of like you're saying, like, we get more interactive, more engaging, and, you know, for the sake of updating shit. Because, again, I think the way most of those go is just like lanes or like, you know, like on some go or no go type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, again, that's some shit that's just bare minimum. Like, they just, you know, the very basic application of this thing we want you to know. Okay, cool, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of that shit turns into busy work. It's just like, oh, I'm just doing this shit. Just do it. And motherfuckers get pencil whipped all day and night doing that shit. You get what I'm saying? So it's not even a real great indicator of your actual competency on set. You get what I'm saying? Said material.
And then that fucks up, and that's why we don't get paid for 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shit like that, man. I think we do. I agree. I think we do need some type of deal, but they gotta do it right. I think that shit requires too much thinking. Apparently, we can only really, really think when it comes down to a new fitness test.
Yeah,
and
right.
even those are subject to a lot of change. So motherfuckers might not have been thinking as much as they could have.
But and like all of our combat arms, they have to go through different kinds of qualifications and training certifications and stuff like that before they're even able to be mobilized. If you don't have X many soldiers certified in this, you can't deploy. Like this unit can't deploy stuff. Yeah, whether it's crew serve, whether granted a lot of people pencil whip crew serve, but that's besides the point.
Well, and they would have to implement something to where like you couldn't pencil whip that shit. Like it would have to be like you're being evaluated by like another unit or something along those
and
lines,
that's
or another company.
When you deploy, you have to be like, at least for the Guard, we have to be evaluated by Big Army.
Yeah.
That's why we go to Bliss.
Right.
And they, you know, they do not pencil whip. Them motherfuckers. Every deployment I've been on, them motherfuckers. If you can't cut it, you ain't cutting it.
Yeah.
Like go to fuck home. Like we have to sign off on everyone who deploys type deal.
Yeah.
Well,
and I think that's the way it should be. Yeah. And like I feel like they need to go to where like if you can't be proficient in your job that you chose originally or that you were assigned for some people, then I think that you need to be reclassed to something that's more
conducive to
your speed. I know there's a lot more that'll go into it than just something simple like that shit, but like whatever the proficiency guidelines are going to be, who's going to do the evaluations, all that stuff. But I think that the comments actually will surprise you.
Really?
A little bit. It's a good mix.
It's a pretty good back and forth.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I could go back and forth on it. And I'm willing to open to the other side because the fact that you do your job every single day should be enough that you shouldn't need to be tested on it.
And that's one of the biggest arguments that a lot of people are trying to throw out there.
However, there's a lot of people that do their job, air quotations, and they don't actually fucking do anything. Or they don't know how to do it. Or they're doing someone else's job, so your job's getting done for you. Yeah. That's why we need these proficiency tests, because if you have me, like, let's say Tim, Johnson, me, we're all fucking 42 alphas and in pay. We're all on payroll. But Tim, you do all the fucking work and do payroll while me and Johnson just fuck off. It looks like we're doing our job. And maybe we help send an email every once in a while. But you're the one doing all the work. If we did a proficiency test, you would know that you do all the work and me and Johnson have no fucking idea what's going on. And now that proficiency test should help put you above, at the bare minimum, put you above for promotion because you're more proficient in your job than me and him are. Then if anything, then maybe we should get reprimanded for not being proficient enough at our job.
Well, and I think it's one of the comments. Somebody actually brought up that they would rather have a job proficiency test be on the promotion board than a fitness test.
Yes.
Like, fitness test still needs to be there to maintain standard. But job proficiency is more important than...
Depending on the job, yes.
I think a PT test shouldn't... A PT test should how you score on the
go,
PT
no
test
go.
Shouldn't affect your...
It should just be go, no go.
Yeah, like a go, no go kind of situation. Hey, you passed. Good job. You're promotable. But how good you do at your job. Now, maybe in a combat arms, I could see PT actually truly meaning something. But if a 42 alpha can do fucking a 500, I know I keep bringing up 42 alpha because as soon as I think desk job, them motherfuckers make sure a good 42 alpha is gold.
Yeah.
I would give anything for a good 42 alpha. Hey, man, I did. Look,
taking
man,
all comers.
if
What
you
are you?
if you could make sure that I get taken care of throughout my military career, and I get the things that A, I deserve, and B, I need, then shit, I'm all about it. I've had bad 42 alphas, and I've had really good 42 alphas, and I promise you, that is the most detrimental thing in my military career is a good versus a bad 42 alpha.
Yeah, because records, all types of shit.
Yeah, so that's why I bring that one up but they also, why the fuck would I care if they can do a 500 on the fucking PT test?
So I think for that type of situation, that's why I said job dependent. I think a cool way to do it, I'm not gonna say it's the way, would be job dependent. So 42 alpha, maybe that shit doesn't hurt as much, but I think it could also be good if it helps. You know what I'm saying? So like if you're a fucking 42 alpha that just gets a full fucking max PT test, you get a perfect 500 on that bitch. I think that shit should like really give you a bump. You get what I'm saying? But I think it should also work the other way. If you had a job where the proficiency test isn't as important, maybe, as being a super squared away fucking fitness super soldier. Maybe, if you super high on the proficiency test, it could carry over. You get what I'm saying? Or if you're in a job where people don't score as highly on the proficiency test, like the requirement isn't as high. You know what I'm saying? Things like that.
But
I think that'd be neat.
each job should have its own. I mean, and that would be tricky to give each job its own individual proficiency test.
Yeah, I think that needs to be done though.
Yeah, that's but the scoring for that should, like, if you're not a proficient 11 Bravo, like I don't care. What I'm getting at is the proficiency test is dependent on it. So the proficiency test should always be the most important thing on any job, because it's how proficient you are at your job. If you aren't proficient at your job, fuck good are you? You're just another.
I think it would
basic
still be like
trainee.
a metric to the proficiency though. So like a 6 versus a 10. 6 being passed, somebody being a 10 for max proficiency. I think that could still be a thing.
Yeah. I mean, you're saying like you could rate them on a scale of 1 to 10, and as long as you're over a 6, then you technically pass.
Yeah.
But
and
then
as far as 10, you get even more.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. Like kind of like the PT test, where it's like
60% is passing, 100 is what we want, but 60% we're gonna say is good.
But now the way we could fix the whole PT test, we're bringing out this CFT, right, for our combat arms. Let's make the CFT like your PT test is a pass or fail, but then the CFT can be rated.
Yeah.
So now PT test, because I like we already established. Yeah. Don't give a fuck if a desk job kind of.
Yeah. So I think that's cool. Standardized boost for PT test. That's just across the board. Go or no go, like I was saying. Yeah. And then CFT is the one that you can add.
Yeah.
Like you can get even more thrown.
Because it's your combat arms. Yeah. If you're really fucking strong,
and again that counts as a specialized test technically. Yeah, like, that would be a specialized test.
Yeah, and then go through like with 13 Bravo, you guys got to do that thing where you like load so many rounds and whatnot, and how quickly you do that. Let's fucking rate that. Let's put that in with your freaking proficiency test, or make that your proficiency test. I don't know. And then the CFT, those two things weigh where you place that. I think that'd be, and then of course pass the PT test. If you fail it, hey, fucking you failed anyway. So
the other reason why I think proficiency tests would just be beneficial, right? Is just because I've noticed. So you go to different schools. So like for example, you go to ALC for MOS dependent, right?
Right.
And I just think I feel like I've noticed over time that it's easy for a different role. Like once you get enough rank to be into a different role, to where like proficiency can drop. You get what I'm saying? I just feel like I've seen that just because you're adding in a different capacity now, so you kind of get pulled away from things.
Right.
And that's just the name of the game. The further up you go, and sometimes you don't have to lead the way as directly anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool. But I think like even things like that would help for those type of roles, because it never hurts to have. You get what I'm saying? Have and retain the information. But it's like,
and it makes it that way you can't just straight up come off the equipment and be like, oh, I'm just, do as I say, not as I do.
I'm gonna die in a Humvee.
No. That's
and it kind of weed that out, but it's also that's good, bro, because that's a net good for whatever unit. You know what I'm saying? Is platoon sergeants, platoon leaders, etc. If it's section chiefs, your team leaders, if everybody keeps this proficiency level up, I think it's a net good.
Because now I've got someone who's been a 12 Bravo for 15 years, but they haven't actually done 12 Bravo shit in the last fucking 5 or 6 years because they're fucking E6, E7, whatever. Now I've got a proficient 15-year 12 Bravo. This motherfucker knows how to do the job, has been proficient in this job, passed his proficiency test every year. If he can't fucking train somebody how to do this job, nobody can.
And it's always like areas that like kind of go unchecked. You get what I'm saying? Based on what kind of job y'all got. Like, bro, for example, field artillery. Not every fucking artilleryman, cannon crew member you find knows how to work a fucking radio. But that's one of those things where it's like, yo, we don't know how to work a radio. You get what I'm saying? That's one of those things that could be on a proficiency test. Like, hey, bro, we need to make sure all y'all asses know how to work the fucking radio. And it's not just going to be the little bullshit class that you just trying to get in and get out of. You get what I'm saying? This is actually you learning, using, and being proficient with fucking radio. And we're going to keep, building on to that skill.
Yeah, I guess like yeah. I mean, I don't know about. I guess knowing how to use a radio is an important task, but it's not. I don't know. I don't know if that's
for the sake of you know how to do your job. Field artillery, you might teach you how to do that.
That's fair. That's fair. So, I've never been a field artillery set.
You might want to know how to do that. Yeah. Using black keys, all type of shit. You kind of want to know how to do that.
Yeah, we were kind of in that. I mean, the MPs, communication is key. So if communication falls apart, then all of us fall apart. So.
But yeah, man, I just think stuff like that would just be beneficial. So I'm curious. I'm interested.
All right, we're gonna move into the first comment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry, we kind of.
No, it's all good. You guys went off on a crazy tangent, but I feel like it all applies to what we're about to go over. So,
it's fair.
First comment: the Navy does this. All advancements are done via rating exam. Now they moved away from that billet-based advancement, but you still have to pass a rating knowledge exam to be eligible to advance. But the Navy also does its job every day. I don't know how someone could be non-proficient at their job and still advance. Hold up. We had a response. This person said, I have seen a ton of paper sailors and collateral queens be non-proficient.
You really do. Okay.
So now with this, I'm not saying that I want a written test to be my eligibility for advancement in rank, right? I want it to be like, you are going to come and evaluate me on how I do at my fucking actual job, right? I don't want to sit down and take a paper test or take a test online. I don't want to do any of that shit. I want you to see how I do at my job. Yeah. Right. And so I feel like that's, I want to put that out there right now. The next one said, most operational jobs in the Air Force and Space Force already do. There are preset rules and standards and evaluations which include reoccurring checks. So anything that's aviation or that geospatial related is usually going to have proficiency checks for maintaining. But we're talking just like service wide.
Yeah.
So I'm not disagreeing with anything that they've said so far.
Yeah.
But the next one said that the Navy already does this mostly until you make Chief or E7.
Right.
And I feel like once you get to that point, right, like if you don't know how to do your job, like, then you're kind of.
Yeah, if you made a D7, E8 and you have no idea how to even do your job, first off, I'm more impressed that you're politicking than anything else. Because
he's a charisma build, bro.
Yeah, motherfucker, straight up charisma build.
Straight up.
0 intelligence. 100% charisma. Yeah.
No, I think it got to be at least 2 or 3.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta know how to work your way around it.
And it's like an innate, like it ain't. Maybe it's not even a conscious 2 or 3. It's just hey, that motherfucker just in there.
Motherfucker just in there. That's
yeah. What we got next?
So this next one is from the Air Force. It said, if the job is important enough, then it will have an eval. Now, I can't fully agree because every job is important in its own right.
Yeah.
All right.
Or else it wouldn't be a fucking
It
job.
wouldn't. Yeah. Like
I feel like the only job that has lost a lot of importance to us is cooks.
to an extent. I mean, in a deployed environment or like on a naval ship or something along those lines, I hope that they're a damn good cook.
Yeah.
Right? And I
Yeah,
hope that they're maintaining their cleanliness standards and like all that normal shit that you would just assume
I can
and
tell
expect.
I can tell you, at least in Afghanistan, we had contracted cooks. We didn't use actual cooks.
Yeah, for the most part. And it all depends. It's all going to depend, right? On the scenario, the situation, all that stuff, right? But at the same time, it's like, I'll use an example from a training exercise that I was at. We had a dude that had been in the Army for 36 years.
Damn.
And his only job that he ever had was a shower equipment maintainer. All the man did was put up a shower tent and hook up a fucking water pump so we could take goddamn showers.
And you know what?
He had no fucking idea how to do his job.
No, that's unfortunate. I was about to say, that sounds like a really important job.
It was to me. I wanted a fucking shower.
Man, that's dirty, baby. We need that shower, baby. Damn, 36
sand, man.
Is crazy.
Sand gets everywhere.
Do they still have that fucking job?
Yeah, it's still a job.
Man, with the engineers, we always just built them ourselves.
No, I mean, we being me and my first line leader were like, get the fuck out of here, man, and hook that shit up. And it worked just fine.
Dang.
And he took 100% of the credit.
Wow. Imagine.
And anyway, we're not going to talk more about
Pay grade, maybe?
Huh?
Pay grade, maybe? Or this 36-year-old, 36
36
year of service.
He was a staff sergeant.
Tracks. Tracks.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So every job is important in its own right.
Fair.
And that's why there should be an evaluation.
Yep.
All right. Next comment. Yes. My prior career in the Air Force did so consistently. Had to do monthly performance evaluated loading and unloading ops. Hell, they'd decertify you on the spot during a nuclear exercise if you deviated procedure during a nuclear load. Again. Aircraft armament systems technician was this dude's job. It involves an aircraft.
Yes.
It's going to have a proficiency check. Monthly is crazy.
Yeah, that is kind of wild. Like, maybe I could almost...
But I could see quarterly.
But important enough, I think.
But with him saying that they were working with nuclear shit, like, I can see
nuclear, I'm half surprised it's not daily shit.
Like, I can see where this was coming into play. But this dude did some stuff, Yeah. It sounds like he did some interesting things. So the majority of people that are saying that, like, oh, we already do this, every single one of them is on the flight line or working in an aviation field.
And they do, they do. But I guess we're not speaking towards them because, I mean, that's a highly important. Like, when you start dealing with hundreds of lives, because you get a plane, you put freaking. I mean, hell, we had 2 whole companies on a plane. That's every bit of 300 soldiers sitting on a plane. That thing, you didn't maintain it properly simply because you don't know how. That's 300 lives we just lost. Yeah. That's crazy.
So this next one is where we get push. I guess a little bit of pushback. So this person said, when I was in the Army, we had to recertify every so often. Actually, I think it was annually. And then the response to that is the Army evaluates all echelons twice a year, from the individual all the way to the corps. Certain jobs have certifications and qualifications at the same intervals. There just isn't MOS specific. Further than being in the unit type related to your MOS that picks the questions asked at the boards, test for promotions like the Air Force has. So, to like dumb it down a little, there is an evaluation twice a year. It's called a fitness test. And they do a promotion board. But that promotion board does not include anything that is MOS specific for you to be able to get promoted. There's no MOS specific proficiency testing. Okay. So, first person said, how long ago was that? Next person said, that's what happens now. Also wrong. And then the next person said, I guess I just missed it for 8 years straight.
Yeah.
And
I was
then,
about to say, I guess I just haven't been tactically evaluated, proficiently evaluated in the last 15 years, because that sounds like some bullshit to me. But
and then the next person said, what's your MOS? He said 94 Fox and 25 Bravo. Okay.
Interesting combination.
Yes, radio repair and fucking... That's radio repair, right? 94 Fox? I think so.
94 Fox isn't that a fueler?
No, 92 Fox. 92 Fox is a fueler, bro. Anyway, 25 Bravo is IT, which I would hope IT is proficient. Anywho, they continue to argue over whether or not they should have been doing proficiency testing and shit like that.
I mean, IT, if you can't fix my computer, I think I know all I need to know.
Damn. Damn.
And then our next response or comment was, stop. You're scaring the Marines who hide on the drill field for the majority of their career.
I mean, every Marine's an infantryman.
It's true.
Yeah.
What else we got? Or is it just now have we devolved into arguing?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of arguments. Sorry, I'm trying. I'm sorry. I should have probably proofread these a little bit better. All right, the next one goes over. He says, "I doubt this is a surprise, but 13 November nuclear missile operations career field has a regular evaluation for everyone that can pull alert. That includes squadron commanders or higher. In addition, our wings are evaluated biannually in the nuclear SRIT inspection results, and these evals are taken pretty seriously." All right, also nuclear. All right.
Yeah, when you start getting into CBurn kind of stuff, of course it's going to be evaluated. Like, and I get it. Like, so there are some jobs that already do these kind of evaluations. That tracks, but there's more jobs that don't. And it affects us in our day-to-day life. Like, most of the jobs that get evaluated are jobs that it's because we know that their job isn't done regularly, but that if it were to be necessary for this job, like nuclear or something like that, if they come out and we're like, hey, time for you guys to shine, and they fucking can't do it, we're all fucked.
Yeah.
But it's the day-to-day life where you get people who just don't know how to do the simplest shit that it's like, wow, like it would be, you're like fucking little shit up that I really need done. And like some people get out because they just have poor, there's like mismanagement or their leadership doesn't know how to do the job, so they aren't getting the proper training, or you got a training sergeant who doesn't even know how to send you to a school. So like, you got people doing the everyday tasks that don't know how to do their jobs because they got into that position through either politicking or just by being in long enough that they got fucking promoted into this position, and now they're in charge of some shit and have no idea how to do it. Yeah, so that's more of what I'm interested in, like the people who have extremely sensitive, because I wouldn't call it extremely important like that dude from the Air Force was talking about, but extremely sensitive jobs, because that's what I would call CBurn is sensitive.
Yes.
It is important, but every job's important in its own right. Because if we didn't have infantrymen, the fuck's fighting, yeah. What, we just gonna artillery everything to death, and then when they get close to us, we just don't load it in, like, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's my 2 cents. That's my TED talk.
So, next comment. Has the Army done away with the SQT, skill qualification test? I served from 1984 to 1997, and it was an annual thing then, by MOS and skill level.
Wow.
Level 10, E1 to E4 through E4, and all the way up to 40 level for E7s.
Yeah.
So
we still, but
no,
it's a one and done.
It's a one and done because you just go to your NCOES tree.
You go to basic training and you get skill level 10.
10.
And then you go to, I mean, BLC is basic leadership, but that gets you skill level 20. So
But
it's
this
not
is
even.
but BLC is not MOS specific.
Yeah, it's not. That's what I was about to say.
It
It's
just
not.
gives you the 20.
You get a 20 level in your MOS, and you won't even have MOS specific training for basic leadership.
Yeah, but that's what I was gonna say. They still do like the numbering, the numbering for the skill level. But
Yeah, they do, but it's
specific.
And it's not. Well, I mean, once
SLC,
you go to
ALC is how you get 30, right?
and ALC is also that is job specific. You go back to job specific for ALC.
Yeah.
It's just BLC that's not job specific,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of weird when you think about it. But I guess it's kind of hard to have like a little basic leadership course for your job when you're really kind of doing the exact same thing. The only thing you're doing is now you're leading other people to do the exact same thing you were already doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that tracks. Whereas ALC, you're kind of on a more higher tier of leadership where you're leading entire squads instead of just platoon size elements. Like that's where you become like for me with MPs, I become a shift supervisor instead of just a team lead, and that takes a different level of knowledge. Yeah. So interesting.
So we had a couple of responses. First one was said, I joined in 2017 and have literally never heard of this for a 94 or 25 series. And then the next response was, I looked it up. The SQT was started in 1977, and the Army abandoned it in the 90s. I couldn't find an exact end date. Writing, printing, distributing, taking, and grading written tests for each skill level for every MOS in the Army was too costly and time-consuming.
Oh yeah, I know that if we were to implement it, that's the reason why we would have gotten rid of it. Is because it's not efficient, and that's because the Army sucks at efficiency sometimes. But that's besides the point.
I wouldn't say sucks at efficiency. I would say like there's other things that
they prioritize.
Yeah. Anyway, this dude goes on to explain, for E4s and E5s that were promotable, your SQT score was doubled on the promotion points worksheet, making it worth 20% of all available points.
Wow.
So it was actually like a big deal.
Yeah. So it was the majority of your score.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which is crazy because like that's kind of that's kind of what we said we wanted, which is funny.
Yeah,
but I mean, this is annual. I would be cool with even just like a every other year. Fuck it.
No, I'm cool with it. If I gotta take a PT test every year, I should also be evaluated on my job every year.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to qualify with your weapons every year. You got to be evaluated on PT every year. You got to the average certificate
every year.
Yeah, the average certificate expires after a year. CLS, I think CLS is actually good for a couple of years. I don't remember. Cyber, I got to do every year. Fuck me. Fucking, what's that dude's name? Bill? Ben? The dude from the cyber awareness.
Oh God. Yeah.
Steve.
Phil.
Yeah, that might be it. Actually, fuck, I don't know. That sounds right though. That feels good.
Phil, you up?
Yeah. I mean, Phil be feeling everybody out. That's supposed to be. That's what we call him now. Phil Nye the Science. Phil.
I'm fucking weak. What else we got? We got anything else?
All right. So this next person said, God, please make this a thing. I am tired of decisions being made by people who don't know shit but happen to outrank me.
Yeah.
Thanks, me too, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then navigation. So this next person said navigation kind of does this with plain captain monitors, tires and wheels, etc. Okay. I mean, but sorry, the rest of this was just an argument between an Army and an Air Force dude. So
yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, my branch is better than your branch.
No. It was literally like the dude was like, so the first dude said, "We do. What specialty were you in where you didn't?" And then the guy responded. This guy responded. He's like, "I read this and was about to fight you, and then I read your flare." And he's like, the Army doesn't require technical proficiency to do your job. And then the Air Force dude was like, yes, they do, blah, blah, blah. And then the Army dude kept, it just went, it went on for a while. We're going to ignore that.
That's awesome.
But anyway.
Hey, look, I don't try to pretend I know how the Air Force does shit. Don't try to pretend to know how the Army does shit. Right? Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I barely know how the Army does shit. And I've been in it for 15 years.
Oh, my lack of Army be showing sometimes. But motherfuckers that get real Army, I be like, oh my God.
All I can think about is that old saying from the Russian or the German general? I think it's one from each, where he's like, there's no point in learning Army doctrine because the Army doesn't even know their own doctrine, nor do they feel a reason to follow it.
Damn.
Oh.
Damn. Okay, fuck us, huh? But nah, part of that is true. There's a part of that that's very true.
Yeah. I mean, we just do whatever works. It's fucking, like, we use that shit as a baseline and then we throw that bitch out the window.
So, we got anything else for our topic?
Nope. That's it.
All right. We rolling in the news round?
Yeah. Hit me with the news.
News round.
All right, cool. So for this one, I want y'all to take on just the title. Tell me what y'all think.
Okay.
All right. AI is giving military drones more autonomy.
Terminator.
Okay.
That's how it starts.
Okay. What else we got?
That's you just told me to give you my take on it. That's the first thing that popped in my head. So you're telling me we want to give AI autonomy, and right now, if I told AI to generate just a picture of a person sitting on a bench, there's a good chance that person's like leg is going to be a part of the leg of the bench, just because it just doesn't know how to generate that properly.
There was like a thing going on with getting AI to generate an image of like wine glasses and shit being half full or something like that. Because it just was like, being completely full. That's what it was. Because so much of the data, the assumption is because so much of the data that the AI could pull from, people don't typically fill a wine glass. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
you do it like 3/4 or something.
Yeah, so whenever you tell it to fill it, it's like, oh shit, everything I'm seeing online is either half full or 3/4 or a quarter full. So the shit was fucking the AI up. Like it just couldn't wrap its fucking data set around a full fucking wine glass, bro. That shit is funny as fuck. But yeah, shit like that. I think it's just interesting though, because we've been seeing there's like a new push for AI implementation. Not only in the US, but in the Army.
We got Gen AI, and they want everybody to use Gen AI.
Yeah.
That being said, I do like. I don't have as much hate for AI as everyone else seems to. Like, oh my god, like all these fucking hates of the video game companies putting like an AI image into stuff as like placeholders, or even just using AI in their games. Like that shit doesn't bother me. Like if it helps you get your product across, then by all means, like as long as it's not absolutely shit, I'm going to if your AI does a shit job and you don't fix the shit job of it, then I'm going to call it shit. I'm going to call it what it is.
A lot of the conversation on that though is like just stealing jobs.
Yeah,
fair. Okay, yeah, you can hate that all you want. We did the same shit with the.
I mean, but I will. All I'll say on the AI with the video game thing is like I feel like when you create an AI, right, you're giving it parameters for which it has to stay within, right? So if you're like, oh, we want this to only have these parameters for like, we'll say for like commentary for the characters in the game or whatever, right? Then it's going to stay within those parameters that the game developers created, right? So as long as it's not using the internet to just come up with random fucking shit that other people already came up with, I don't really see a big deal with that. Because they still technically coded it.
Yeah, most of them generate their own AI. They aren't just like willy-nilly using ChatGPT to help create their video games.
I don't know, man.
Some games
start slippery slope.
Yeah, I mean,
start somewhere.
In general
But at the same time, most people want to create these AIs, especially like game developers, because now it's suddenly another product you can copyright. Oh, this is our AI that we created.
That's how it's going to turn into. It's going to be like engines and shit. So like Unreal, frostbite, shit like that. Like it become an in-house engine. You have your in-house AI engine for sure.
Yeah. So.
And if that does come to pass, it'll be that big at the forefront that shit trying to push their own AI version that everybody can like
followed quickly by like BioWare or Ubisoft or somebody.
Yeah, you just pay for it. It's free up front, but use your tools and all of that shit. Yeah,
that tracks. But yeah, I mean, but you want to give that access to like literal live drones. You said weaponized, or did you
weaponized? Yes.
Yeah.
Weaponized and surveillance. Yes.
So you mean to tell me that we're going to give drones AI access to weapons? That's what we're going to do. We're going to give
weapons free.
AI access to weapons. I don't think we're at that level of technology yet. I don't. Yeah. I feel like it's going to be probably 5 to 10 more years before we ever are. For me to be comfortable with it. If I was in a war zone and they were like, "Hey, we're sending the AI drones to help you," I'd be like, "Can you not? Can you just send me some fucking like C-130 surveillance instead?" Because like the AI is gonna see like a fucking gnat and be like, "Oh, target moving towards you, a mosquito locked on," and like fire a missile at a fucking mosquito. Like that's what I feel like.
Okay. I've actually. This might be a really poor example of this, but like all the newer vehicles having like the detection for like an accident or when something's in front of your car or whatever, right?
Okay.
So one of my old GSAs that I was driving, if you had like a big bug hit that sensor, it'd fucking stop your car.
Yeah, just slam straight
on the brakes, like driving fucking down the interstate going 75 plus.
That is fucking crazy.
And you just doing your thing and just slam on the fucking brakes. Yeah. And it was like, this is fucking gonna cause an accident.
Yeah.
And then they pushed out some like huge update and it stopped doing it. And I was like, fucking good, because some of us just about died.
That is fucking crazy. So, but for news round, man, basically what they're trying to say is the implementation is going to be about like reducing drone operator like the workload for a drone operator. You get what I'm saying? So, for example, let's say we had like a fucking what they used to call those damn like a remote controlled car, something like that.
Okay.
Instead of an operator for this remote controlled car, but for this example, drone needing to like manually input every command, left, right, up, down, for navigation and shit. The goal is to be like, hey, get inside of the building, and then that AI being able to handle that type of task. Being able to decide on its own, how am I going to get inside the building? Or like through a window? Am I going to go in front door? You know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
Or like follow the specific target from this distance, keep it within this much of the camera, like that type of deal, and it'll just naturally keep the drift levels right. So we're not sitting there having to do, got to go up a little bit, got to go down a little bit, got to go up a little, stuff like that. It'll hover for you essentially.
Yeah.
Okay, that's.
So and basically, they kind of wrap that up to say like they're gonna always leave the human in charge of giving that intent for whatever action that needs to be taken. You know what I'm saying? Like the autonomy is like kind of like their reasoning is it's kind of like a buzzword to be like Terminator, for example, but always give humans the final say. You know what I'm saying? Before any type of serious maneuver, action, event.
So essentially, it can prep, but it cannot execute.
Yes.
Okay.
100%. Yep. That's the whole shebang on that one.
I don't know how I feel about it still.
And basically just saying the future of like AI and shit is supposed to be like software. How much can AI be implemented into software to make software better? So software for drones, software for vehicles.
The issue that I see with it is it still needs to have its own basic ability to function without the AI. Yeah. Because like a prime example is going to be like there's certain aircrafts out there that cannot fly without their computer system.
Yeah.
Like it has to constantly change the fluctuation in propulsion from each engine and all sorts of shit just for it to remain airborne. That's ridiculous. Like, and that's what, like with cars and things like that. Like, if the AI goes out because it just has a random fucking update, or the system craps out, whatever it might be, there's an error. Like, if it's now unable to be used, to me, it's not worth the pros that come with that.
I give it's fair.
Right. Like, there needs to be that basic, like, oh, like I could turn it on, I can turn it off, and my vehicle or whatever I'm using is still going to function with relative normalcy.
Yep.
And then if I'm like, oh, I need some assistance, I can turn it on, kind of thing. Like, it's an added feature.
Yeah.
Kind of situation.
Yeah, because and that whole thing is just basically meaning being able to still this is like super verbatim, but shoot degraded in a way. Like, you can still, without having those add-ons, still work manually. Because that's some important shit to be able to have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, next thing we got for News Round. This one is a little different, but I just kind of got a kick out of this one a little bit. So, last November, right, there was a guy who went viral for a PTSD story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Special Forces veteran whose resume went viral, highlighting PTSD and violence. Yeah, guy's resume just took off apparently. So the veteran expanded on the topic during a podcast interview. The story, recently discussed his experience during a podcast interview where he opened up about life after military service and the challenges many veterans face when transitioning back into civilian life. Pretty typical type of deal. Story resonated with thousands online because the resume didn't just list military achievements. It also honestly addressed trauma, mental health struggles, and realities of combat experience. Sparked a lot of conversation on that. Advocates say stories like this help reduce stigma around seeking mental health. Something I thought was cool about it, this motherfucker ended up on Jimmy Fallon for this situation.
Really?
Okay.
Ended up on motherfucking Jimmy Fallon. And he was already in the job. Apparently, it was like a old resume that was just lingering someplace for an application. And somebody just ended up posting it. And yeah, that shit just ended up going mega viral for some reason. But again, for like all the realness and shit, ended up on Jimmy Fallon and shit. And he's just talking about PTSD. Let's give it a take.
Respect. I like it.
Shine a new light on PTSD, I guess. That soldier's name, by the way, was Scott Kelly. I think there was something else. Okay, I can't necessarily find it, so don't quote me on this part, but there's supposed to be like a new transitioning program that was getting implemented because of the PTSD that he shared some of the stuff about it. Last thing we got, this is more like an update from last one. Mentioned the We Care user I got from Sharp Report, right? Yeah, confirmation. There is actually ability for you to report anonymous from the app. Yeah, report anonymously. Report specifically to for certain things. And send it out and whatnot. So yeah, this might be something that's pretty useful depending on what's going on. Okay. So check it out. We Care user. Check it out. Might be a resource to just pass around. And I bring this up too because the first time ever I had seen, it was a couple years ago. I saw, so I don't know when we started using it, but the Sharp reference cards. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I think more fucking units and shit need to just have that shit blasted. You know what I'm saying? Because like one of the things I think we always run into more so, like we know what to do. We know how to not increase occurrence of sharp situations and stuff like that. But a lot of times people don't know how to handle reporting and shit. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that's like a big part of like, hey, even if we know what to do in certain situations, we know how to not cause these type of environments. Hey, bro, people need to know who the fuck they need to get in touch with and know some of the procedures about it because a lot of people don't know specifics. So, yeah, give it a check. check out We Carry You Select and check out any type of sharp reference card if y'all have those available. Specifically for your area, because I know like for Florida, shit that shit can vary throughout the state and stuff like that.
It's true. Yeah.
So
I like it.
yeah, but that's all we got, newsroom. That's all we got.
Cool. Well, as always, love you guys. Mean it. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok,
Just all the socials.
Spotify,
All the socials.
If you got Google,
Disney Plus. No.
One day maybe. If there was
Netflix is actually doing podcasts now.
Yep.
Did you see that? Yeah. Netflix is doing fucking podcasts.
It has to be video.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
If there could be a cartoon of me somewhere, though, I would take it.
What?
If I could be a Shaggy on Scooby-Doo, I would take it.
Wow. That's funny as fuck. Yeah. It's funny as fuck. Shaggy with glasses. Yeah. I'm a computer tech. Everybody who know about that. I'm a computer tech.
But yeah.
I work on computers. Oh, shit.
But yeah, as always, we appreciate you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Of course, like, comment, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff.
And jibber.
Yeah, give us hand jobs. Give
washing machine repair.
Yeah, get stuck in my washing machine.
Window maintenance. Cabinet maintenance.
Help me, Step Sergeant. I'm stuck. Oh, I got you. Yeah, you're gonna be stuck a little while, but it's okay.
Oh, you're stuck, huh?
It's okay. Just
stay. Now we're both stuck.
But you know what, guys? Stay stuck with us.
I'm going to give y'all a quick challenge before we end this episode. So, if there's something that you would like us to talk about on the pod, like you want us to post a topic or something like that to hear what other people have to say about something, or just what our opinions, please let us know. Comment, shoot us a text, shoot us an email, hit us up on Reddit or on any of our socials. We would love to be able to do more interaction in that way. But aside from that, we appreciate you for listening and hope that you'll continue to stick with us. So until next time.